What's going on? What's going on, all my YouTube compadres? I am still the Surreal Wonder, and I was just chilling, watching my old vid, and I came across a lost one. I'm not going to say his name. He's just a lost one. And here's the reason why he's a lost one. You saw my last vid. It was called shit, my bad. It's called Nobody Owes You a Job. What the hell are you thinking? And he immediately takes the victim stance of, well, you're calling people that looking for a job a crybaby, and just because you're trying, that means you're paving your own way, and you can't just start a business and it be successful. You just can't just start a business. And I call him lost because I try to explain to him, yes, you can just start a business. It's not that hard. It's very, very easy. Matter of fact, I'll go in great detail for you right now. All you have to do is go to City Hall, ask him for the required paperwork, which is really maybe 4 or 5 forms depending on your business. The simpler the business, the less forms you have to fill out. You have to get an employee ID number, which is free. You have to get probably some insurance for your business, which is under $300 in most cases. You can go to any State Farm or even bank and acquire insurance for your business for around, maybe $100 for the first initial payment that covers a couple months. How specific is that? That is very easy. So 2 steps so far: employee ID number, and then you have insurance with an insurance company for your business. Then, I believe you go procure your license. After you have your insurance ID number and the insurance and whatnot, that's it. You go and apply for your license. You probably have to pay the city or county maybe a couple more $100. But long story short, to become a legitimate business entity is going to cost you like around under $1,000, probably closer to $500, especially when you're doing the things that I suggested to do. These are very high profit things. I told you where to go. I said you procure the incense from Medina, as in Medina Incense Online. You get stun guns from Safety Technology. They don't sell just stun guns. They sell an awful lot of cool stuff for very, very low. Like, I know one of the things I started selling was pepper sprays. At Safety Technology, they wholesale at maybe $4, $3.95 really, and then they retail $10. That's $6 profit off of pepper spray. They sell very quickly. Then I suggested Sam's Club. Matter of fact, I'm not going to rehash that. But the thing about the lost one is, you can tell them all the specific information. You can try to offer to help them in any way, shape, or form that you can. You can even say why standing in front of Home Depot is way different from creating your own business. I can understand where you're coming from. You're trying to look for a job. You're not sitting on your ass, but you are not paving your own way. Like I told him, I was like, when you're standing in front of Home Depot and you're waiting in front of the computer, the commonality is you're waiting for an opportunity being presented by another motherfucker that has the opportunity. You see, when you have your business, you have opportunities, and you have these gateways, and you have these pools to let people in, or just to deny them access. See, that's the result of paving your own way. What part of waiting for a job is paving your own way? Please, enlighten me. Because there's no answer for that shit. There really is none. And the thing is, when you get a response from one person, it really represents maybe 10 to 100 people. According to Nielsen ratings and how they do all polls in the United States, they grab like 1,000 people of a certain demographic, and it's supposed to represent, a million people, if you're not really familiar with the process. But this lost one represents a lot of young black lost ones. They see something different, and they close their ears to the whole subject because it's strange and alien to them. And although it makes perfect sense, although it's logical, they fight it. They say, you know what? My mom is in this boat and I'm in this boat and you're shitting on me. So fuck you and the opportunities that you present. And I say, I'm not shitting on you. I'm shitting on that decision. I'm shitting on that waiting for something to shake. Because that is not something cool. That is not, that's not really conducive to good communities. A community of brothers that are waiting to be employed are not in position to help another person. They do not create opportunities. They're all sitting in the same bread line, waiting for some handouts, waiting for those doors to open up at the Pepsi plant or Coca-Cola or Philip Morris or any one of those factories or any other job that's trying to present itself. Do you see the large scale implications of that, young brother? A society of black men that don't create opportunities and just sit there and wait on them in front of Home Depot. Fuck it. In front of Microsoft or Dell. Who cares where they're waiting? Is that really a culture that you really want to see? No. No, I don't want to see that. You see, if there was more entrepreneurs in the culture, our black dollars wouldn't leave the hood. You see, because there would be black brothers selling fruits, vegetables, clothes, and everything that the black people need. So what happens is the black neighbors buy from the black salesman, and the black salesman gives back to the community in a way that they have more invested interest in their community because they live in it and they work in it, and their children go to school there. That black dollar doesn't leave to go to the Walmart. It actually stays in house where that black businessman actually patronizes another black businessman. And that community then grows prosperous. Because the black people in America make a whole lot of money. It'd be nice if some of that black money stayed in the black hood and morphed it to something where we all like, where it was more acceptable. It give us more sense of pride if there was more black entrepreneurs in the hood. You see, because a black entrepreneur, he worries about his storefront and he worries about the image of where he sells, because it affects his bottom line. If I sell in the hood, I can't have my store look like a hood store, because then I'll get below hood money. If I clean this place up, if I sweep in front of my store, I get more money. It opens the arena to not only get the hood people, but the people who don't live in the hood. There are less lyric to patronize my shop now. That's more dollars for the black community. Because then what I do is, since I have to go re-up and get some food to stock my black store or whatever, I have to go to, it's easier to see a black face because there's a lot more people doing it. Do you get it? Do you get it? Do you get it, young brother? Do you get it, man? Man, in fact, I'm going to wrap it up like that, man. If you don't get it, you never will. And as for you saying you have nothing to learn from me, I'll say it out loud since I typed it. My young brother, you are 19. You have no idea what the world has in store for you. You have no idea what the jobs are where they lead you. So when you say to me, that's what working a job is for, to prepare you for management, I've worked 30 jobs in my life. As in 30. They didn't prepare me for job management. They prepared me to do whatever the fuck I was doing. When I was being a waiter, they didn't prepare me to be a manager as a waiter. They prepared me to wait those motherfucking tables. When I was working at a recycling plant and I was processing glass and bits of paper and all this other shit, there was no waiter training courses. You have to volunteer for those. It's not an automatic A equals B. So if you look around you, young brother, you'll see that a lot of your brothers and a lot of your uncles and a lot of your aunts, they're not managers. They may be just another motherfucking cog in the wheel, and they've been in that same position for 20 years, and since they paid that cog in the wheel, I guess like a yearly increase of maybe 30 cents, and after 20 years, it starts to look real lucrative, they just maintain their, cog capacity, and they don't raise. It's not automatic. They prepare you to do what you're already doing, man. If you want to be a manager, it'd be easier to go to college and study management. At least that way, it looks like you're a manager on paper. Although you don't really have too much managerial skills in practicality, it says, hey, I was at least studying to be a manager. When you've had a whole bunch of jobs, it says that you've had a whole bunch of jobs and you're good at those jobs. Management is not implied, my young brother. Do you get that? Do you get the fact that I'm 31 and that I started selling when I was 19 years old? And I'm a good salesman because I was doing this so long. And that you might learn something from a good salesman that has actually bore fruit. Like the fruit that I referred to in my last video and what I typed to you. And if this fruit is not impressive, fine. I'm sure there's another person in your immediate life or YouTube that has more information than me and is more than willing to help. I haven't seen too much of him, but I'm sure he's out there since YouTube is fucking huge. It's okay, man. The fact that you didn't subscribe, or the fact that nobody subscribed, fuck it. The fact that nobody watches, it's still okay. Because the people that do catch my shit, I believe I can affect their life positively. I believe that I have ideas that they haven't thought of. And I believe that when they see me speaking about them in the way that I speak about them, it gives them the air of believability that, you know what, that young brother did it because I really fucking did it. I'm not super rich. I just do a little bit better than people in my socioeconomic wage bracket. Which is you, brother. Which is you. I'm trying to help. But, you know what? You might be a lost one. And that's cool too. When I address a lost one like you, I'm speaking more than to you. Because in my mind, you've already made up your mind. And you've already taken a calm approach. And no matter what I say, I'm pro. And you'll lose face by agreeing with me. And you'll lose face that by admitting that, you know, what I actually have to say does have some credence. So you be a lost one. But for the other 19-year-old young brothers and sisters out there that would like a new way to make money, I'm here. And I don't want a dime from you. I don't want shit from y'all brothers and sisters, man. I just want a couple of y'all to hit me up later on in the year saying, you know what's the real wonder? That stun gun idea helped. That providing services for old people idea helped. I ain't never heard no shit like being a taxi cab for people in my immediate hood and then charging people for it. I never heard of a guy selling oils and incense and cookies, you know, just walking up to people and making a living by it. And I tried it and it worked. I would love to hear that. Because that means I'm helping somebody. Who are you helping, lost one? With your derogatory comments? And you're trying to pigeonhole me into trying to say I'm trying to tell people to sell drugs and do illegal shit. Who the fuck are you fooling? Who are you helping with that? Who are you helping out there, naysayers? When you find a video like mine and try to find some way to shit on it, who are you helping? Because I saw on Generation X, Soul and Black, this cat said you could start your come up by working at those day labor places, and they shared on them something awful. They said you only make $30 to $35 at a day labor place, which is absolutely true, and that is shit. But when I first started doing my hustle, I was giving blood for $50 a week, and I was getting $6.50 for a 3-hour workday, 6 days out the week. So it averages out to be $18 a day, around 6 days a week. So that's around $120 plus $150, or plus $50. So that's $170 to at least start to come up. And I truly felt so relaxed when he said, you know what, this may not work by itself, but in conjunction with this another idea from this other brother, and another idea with this other brother, this come up begins. And this labor ready represents potatoes, and that brother's idea about hustling represents some bread. And when you get the bread and potatoes together, you can start to make a meal. Because I did that shit, man. I didn't have shit, and I did it. Now I have shit. That's funny to me. But, you know what? Maybe I'm rambling. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe starting a business by yourself is not a good idea. Maybe just working 40 hours a week for another person for 40 years and getting pieces of the cake that you built for your lifetime and calling it, retirement, maybe that's the way. Because it seems to be working for everybody in our community, isn't it? Isn't it, Lost One? You're black, right? It's working for all the old people, or the majority of the old people in our community. They seem so well to do, following the same ideal and the same mindset that we've been ingrained with. You ever thought that that might be wrong? That the paradigm might be shifting? That 40-year and 40-hour work week might not be so well working anymore, since they don't have any pensions anymore? Ever thought about that? You should check the difference between a pension and a 401k, brother. And there's a 401k affected by the stock market. The tumbleweed stock market that we have right now. You should Google that, young brother. Check that out, Lost One. God bless.